Edward Graham Weston, on the charge of malicious and unlawful infliction of grievous bodily harm, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Did you notice he'd taken his earring out?
Weston. Creating the right impression, isn't it? How many ends in Sentinel? All right, Skip.
Morning. Sergeant Morgan here yet?
Who?
Sergeant Ellison Morgan. Nice lady from the domestic violence unit.
I'm a bundle of nerves, look. Relax, just relax. I don't think I can do this. He's going to be in there.
Don't look at him. Just walk straight past him into the box, right?
Patricia Weston.
Best of luck.
Would you state your name and address to the court, please?
Patricia Weston, 25 March Main Road, Sun Hill.
Your occupation?
House... unemployed.
And what is your relationship to the defendant, Edward Weston?
Married. I'm his wife. Well, we're separated, but...
But still legally married?
Yes.
Red 7 on 8 clubs.
Who's playing this?
Kath mentioned how she's getting on at Stafford Row, she? Her training attachment.
No, it's all been a bit quiet on that front last couple of days.
If I could draw your attention, Mrs. Weston, to what is for the court record Exhibit A, the Bally electric steam iron. Do you recognize that iron, Mrs. Weston?
Yes.
Yes, I imagine you do. If I could refer the jury to the photographic evidence, court record Exhibit B. I'm sorry to cause you any distress, Mrs. Weston, but if you'd be so good as to examine the photographs contained within that buff folder. Do you recognize the person in the photographs, Mrs. Weston?
It's me.
I'm sorry, you'll have to speak up a little.
It's me.
These photographs were taken when?
A few days after.
A few days after your husband threw the iron at you.
Objection, Your Honour.
Yes. Really, Mr. Hayden-Brown?
I'm obliged to my learned friend. I'll rephrase the question. These photographs were taken several days after you were hit on the head by that iron which was thrown by your husband.
Maybe it's not panning out the way she thought.
Kath? Well, you can never tell with her, can you?
I thought she'd have a feel for it yourself. The old domestic violence. Having been there herself, like.
Yeah.
I never actually slung it at her. Not at her. I mean, I threw it, but not to hit her. I just chucked it at the wall and Patty, my wife, got in the way, sort of, well, ran into it.
So how would you describe what happened?
It was an accident, wasn't it? A quirk of fate.
You didn't foresee your throwing the iron might result in injury to your wife?
No, if I had done, I'd never have slung it, would I?
We've heard evidence from Constable Stamp and Constable Ackland that on their arrival at 25 March Main Road, they found you were inebriate to the point of unconsciousness. Indeed, Sergeant Gregg was unable to interview you till the next afternoon, due to the level of your intoxication.
Yeah.
How much alcohol had you consumed over the course of the evening?
12 pints.
Is it usual for you to consume that amount of alcohol, Mr. Weston?
Well, unfortunately, as they say, it goes with the territory. Working as a security operative at the Blue Lagoon.
The Blue Lagoon?
The public house, Your Honour.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Stanchel.
Would you describe yourself as a violent man, Mr. Weston?
Oh, no, sir. I'm a very placid sort of an individual. But on this one occasion, I'm afraid my temper got the better of me.
Why did you lose your temper?
Somebody told me down at the club that they'd seen Patty in the company of a coloured gentleman. In his car light, one night while I was at work.
So you suspected your wife was having an affair?
It's about the size of it.
And did you discuss this with your wife?
When I got home, I voiced my fears.
What was your wife's response?
She denied it. Oh, she would, wouldn't she? I was most upset, I can tell you. When you put yourself in my shoes, how would you feel if you thought another bloke had been carrying on with your missus?
Oh, great.
Be summing up soon, I reckon. Still, done our bit, haven't we?
Yeah, well, let's just hope the jury aren't fooled by all that I'm a reformed character stuff.
I can't believe it, Ellison. After all these months. He will get found guilty, won't he?
Oh, they'll convict. I'd put money on it.
It's in.
The verdict.
Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Answer this question, yes or no. On the indictment set before you, have you reached a verdict on which you are all agreed?
Yes.
On the charge of malicious and unlawful infliction of grievous bodily harm, how do you find the defendant, Edward Graham Weston, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Mr. Hayden Brown, what is known of the prisoner?
No previous convictions, Your Honour.
Mr. Stanchel?
May it please Your Honour, Mr. Weston is a person of previous good character. He still maintains the belief that this incident, which he deeply regrets, was born from that which was, in essence, a misunderstanding, an accident. And it's his earnest desire to try for a reconciliation with his wife at the earliest opportunity. Now, on the matter of his alcoholism, I understand that he is actively seeking help from Alcoholics Anonymous in order to deal with this problem. Perhaps in that light, a custodial sentence might be deemed inappropriate.
Thank you, Mr. Stanchel. In determining your sentence, Mr. Weston, I have given careful consideration to the social report I have before me. The offence of which you have been found guilty is a very serious one. However, I am satisfied that the attack was, on your part, a departure from normal behavior. The role that alcohol played in this affair should not be underestimated either. However, if, as Mr. Stanchel has stated, you are seeking help from the appropriate organization, then that, too, will be taken into account. The sentence of this court is you'll be given 3 months' imprisonment, suspended for 12 months, and a fine of £200.
3 months, Ellison? Suspended? He's not even going away for what he did to me.
We always knew it was on the cards, Pat. First offence.
But I did everything right, everything you told me.
He has been convicted.
Oh, big deal. He's laughing. I might as well have not bothered. I'm no better off now than I was when it started.
You've got him out of the house. The non-molestation order still stands.
I had all that without this. What was this for, Ellison?
It's not about revenge, Patty.
I don't want revenge. I want justice. I want to be safe. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder, waiting, wondering what he's going to do.
He's not going to do anything. Not after this. He'd be an idiot to try, honestly. Trust me, you'll be all right.
I'll drop you off at Stafford Row, Kath. Perhaps you could start doing some of the callbacks. And check the answer phone.
Right.
It shouldn't be too long, a couple of hours at the most. You manage on your own.
Yep.
Got a face as long as a fiddle. What is it?
Mrs. Weston. I mean, she goes through all that, backwards and forwards, interviews, statements. And at the end of it, all he gets is told not to be a naughty boy. You can't call that a success, surely.
But what else can you call it? She's out of danger. He has to keep away from her. It's priorities, isn't it? She's safe.
218 Sierra Oscar.
218 receiving.
Damsel in distress, George. 25 March Main Road.
Oh, yeah? What's the matter then?
Sounds like criminal damage. The woman sounds quite upset.
Ellison, it's Linda. Linda Foster. 47 Silverdale House, yeah? Look, I only got 10p. It's Ryan. You gotta help me, Ellison. You gotta come, yeah? I don't know what to do, so don't cut my throat. Don't let me...
Oh, dear.
Bit of a mess, isn't it?
That was nailed to the fridge.
I bet you never knew you had so much. Do you recognise the handwriting?
It's not his.
Your husband's?
He sent it, but it's not his writing. What am I going to do? This place.
Hey, well, at least the insurance should cover it. You're not insured? Oh, blimey.
Expired a few months ago. I haven't had the money.
All right, love. Don't upset yourself, eh? It's only things. We'll sort him out, don't worry.
And I thought it was over.
Yeah, all right, all right. All right. So, nothing more I can do here for the moment. Someone from CID will be down later this afternoon, yeah? Take a statement.
Right. Oh, what about this, though? Anyone could walk in.
Right, well, do you know your local neighbourhood watch rep?
No.
OK, well, it's Mrs Kelly, 16 Ashgrove Street.
What's she going to do, sit outside my door all night?
No, listen. Our division's got an arrangement with the watch. They'll send somebody to fix it.
Thanks, you've been brilliant.
Well,
I don't know what I'd have done if you hadn't come.
it's what we're here for, innit?
What's your name?
Garfield, PC Garfield.
Who is it?
Linda?
Who is it?
You made a call about half an hour ago from a phone box. Said you wanted someone to come round.
Where's Ellison?
Well, Sergeant Morgan wasn't available. I'm from the domestic violence unit as well, though. Kathy Marshall. Are you alone?
Me and my kid. Ryan's at the bookies. That's why I could call, because he's out.
Right.
You don't smoke, do you?
No, I'm sorry.
Just taking mine out with him.
So what's the problem? You sounded pretty upset on the phone.
Well, it's Ryan, isn't it?
Your husband?
No, my boyfriend. Danny's stepdad.
What's he been up to?
My hand.
Have you had that seen to?
No.
When?
Last night, in the kitchen, I was cooking chips. Well, we're electric, see, so I got the ring on, heating up. And Ryan lost his rag and he whacked me with the big thing for the pepper. And then he pushed my hand down on the ring and burnt it. On purpose, yeah?
Why?
Well, there's a bloke he owes money to, a loan or something. Anyway, he says if I have it off with this bloke, the geezer will forget about the cash.
He wants you to sleep with someone to cancel a debt.
Well, I told Ryan I don't want to do it, but he says I've got to, otherwise the bloke might hurt Danny.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. It's what Ryan says. Anyway, he kept on about it. And he says he's going to bring the bloke back round here. So I better do what he told me to. And I said I wouldn't, so there you go. That's what I get for arguing.
Alistair, were you at court this morning for an Eddie Weston domestic job?
Yeah, why?
Someone's trashed his wife's place.
Oh, you're joking.
No, she reckons her husband's behind it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Why, is he a bit on the rough side, is he?
Common old garden thug.
Approach with caution?
Probably best to go in mob-handed. Or better still, whistle up a dog handler.
Okay, thanks.
Could you move out for a while?
Just like that. I got Danny.
Oh, there's some friends who could put you up for a couple of nights.
Friends. Look, you might not have noticed, but this is the 14th floor. I get out of here once a week to the shops. That's my what's name, my social life.
Isn't there anywhere you could stay where we could assess the best course of action?
The best course of action is you talk to him.
I've already said I can't do that.
What do you want Weston for?
Criminal damage, his wife's place. Garfield's onto it, but now he's moved out, so we're looking at an address for him.
Right.
Check all known associates. Chances are she's kicked him out. He's probably sleeping on some mate's sofa.
Speaking with the voice of experience, Skip.
Well,
Nothing on Eddie Weston, but he's got a brother, David, on file. We did him last year on a malicious wounding. I've got David's address. Could be living with him.
it's worth a try.
Haven't I seen you once today already? Or am I thinking of a former life?
Leslie Reynolds. Photographs and a copy of her statement.
Blimey, Ellison, we've only just finished with the Westons. You might have given me 24 hours grace before clouding my horizon.
I thought you'd be flushed with success.
Some success.
3 months. Better than a wet weekend in Fairley.
You haven't heard, have you?
No.
Patty Weston got home today to find that her house had been wrecked. No prizes for guessing who's behind that.
Criminal damage. That'll do, suspended the power of good.
Yeah, try proving it. Still, all good experience for your new apprentice.
He's asleep.
Right. If you change your mind, you know where we are, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You've got to think about Danny as much as yourself.
Who's this?
She's the catalogue woman.
What catalogue? I don't have no catalogue.
She come to the door.
Well, what you let her in for? We ain't buying anything. How long's she been here?
Not long, I was just going, in fact.
Oh, was you, in fact? Is that what you was doing, just going?
Yeah.
Well, come on then, let's see this catalogue.
What?
Well, you are the catalogue woman, let's see the catalogue.
Well, I haven't got it on me today, as it happens.
Well, you ain't gonna sell much then, are you? What's going on, Lynn?
What do you mean?
I better go, eh?
Look, you just wait a minute.
No, really?
No, not no really. There's not no really about it. I'm talking to you.
Would you let me pass, please?
You know what I think?
Let her go, Rye.
I think you smell a bit porky. Did you ask her down here?
You're blocking my exit.
Am I talking to you? Well, shut up. I asked you a question. Did you ask her down here?
I don't want to go to bed with that bloke.
You told her? You told her about that. I can't trust you with anything, can I?
You better calm down a bit.
And perhaps you better keep your piggy little snout out of things which ain't your concern. Oh! Oh! God! Oh! Get off!
Sierra Oscar from 487. Urgent assistance, 47 Silverdale House. Prisoner resisting arrest.
Sierra Oscar from 01, Ray 487's previous, Sierra 1 on the way.
Received.
What's Kath doing out and about? Thought she'd quit the sharp end.
At 218 receiving.
What's your location, George?
Goddard Street. I've just been to the pub where Weston works, the Blue Lagoon. Now, either nobody knows where he's living or they won't say.
Well, look, we've got his brother's address and we think he might be there.
Mind your head. So when are you going to come back and show us how it's done properly?
Dunno.
Come on, result like this, body on the sheet, you know you miss it.
Yeah, like a hole in the head. See you back at the Nick.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello, we're looking for Dave Weston. Is he in?
No.
He does live here, then?
When it suits.
Actually, it's his brother, Edward Weston, we're looking for. Do you know him?
Eddie? Yeah, I know him.
Is he staying here?
Off and on.
Sorry, love, you are?
Mandy Farrell, Dave's my bloke.
Yeah, we wouldn't happen to know where we might find either Eddie or Dave, would you, Mandy?
No.
You sure about that, Mandy?
I told ya.
How long's Eddie been living here, then?
A bit.
What, since his wife chucked him out?
About.
Yeah, well, it must be a bit inconvenient, that, eh?
I don't mind him.
Can't get much privacy, can you? You and Dave.
We're a bit on top of one another.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, if you were going to make a guess, no names, no pack drill, as to where we might find Eddie, what would be your favourite, do you reckon?
Yeah, but you're not looking for Dave, though, are you?
No. It's just Eddie we're looking for.
You might find him down the Checkers.
Right, thanks, love.
Outstanding, Kath. Really.
Well...
No, I mean it. It's not just anybody who could, in what, the space of 2 hours, is it? Who could go into a particularly sensitive domestic and make a complete pig's ear of the whole situation.
Sarge?
If you'd bothered to check the files, you'd have seen that Linda's been on our books for 2 years. It's taken me all that time to even start to gain her trust. What the hell do you think you were doing?
She sounded desperate.
So you disregarded all the guidelines? all the safety procedures. The last thing you do is go round to the victim's home if you think there's any chance that the assailant might return. You're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting her at risk.
You didn't hear the message?
If you really thought she was in immediate danger, you should have passed it to the relief. Got an area car round there. You are not in uniform now.
I know.
Do you, though? Now, we're not here to put the world to rights, Kathy. In this department, you think with this, not your heart. Now, nobody said it was going to be easy, but if you can't keep a sense of detachment, then maybe the unit's not for you.
Sorry, lads, we're closed.
Yeah, you want to open up?
We're closed, I told you.
Well, you got some people in there and it's gone closing.
A private party, my guests.
Just open the door, will you?
Come on, mate, do us a favour. We're gasping. Go on, it'll only be 5 minutes, just for a quick one.
Why didn't you say so?
I thought you'd come to shake me down.
Yeah, well, you thought right, mate, didn't you?
Eddie Weston.
Don't even think about it, mate. Put it down.
That's him. I saw his photograph in the house.
Yeah, all right, I'm Eddie Weston. What about it?
Like you to come with us, if you would.
Nah. Sorry, pal. I'm not interested. I mean, ain't you lot give me enough grief for the time being? This is harassment, is this?
I've just come from your wife's house, Mr. Weston.
My house. The cat stole it off me.
It's in a bit of a state at the moment.
Oh, is that right, Chubby? Oh, dear. Well, it's not my problem, is it? It's her gaff now.
And you wouldn't know how it got the way it is, no?
No, mate, he can't help you. Now, why don't you lot get lost? Only we've got a little bit of a celebration going on down here. On account of my brother's liberty being restored.
You're David, are you?
And what of it?
Is that who you sent to do the job, Mr. Weston? Your brother?
Don't know what you're talking about. I've been in court all morning.
You're wasting your time.
What colour paint was it you said they slung up on the walls, George?
Red.
Thought so. Caught red-footed.
You should have told him to use non-drip, mate.